Hello guys and welcome to Black Tech today. Today I believe I'm going to mostly be doing world quests to get some Zandalari Empire experience, and then hopefully we will see where we go from there. Not sure how long this is going to take. I am using a very heavily add-on version of the game, but that's just because it's what I prefer. First off, we're gonna try and go do this Ritual Combat World Quest up in the corner. Oh, Slowfall, you are amazing. Slowfall is a very nice way of getting around, actually, I have found in the game. So, especially in the new BFA expansion, they've done a very good job with verticality in these ones and making the world feel really nice with that within that verticality. I recently picked up this Sky Golem mount, which has the handy added effect that it lets me pick up herbs without actually dismounting. I need to go up a level. Either need to go up a level or inside. We'll see. Which, for herbalism, is really handy, though. Using the Sky Golem to actually make a little bit. Four lower champions defeated. Let's pick up buff here. And because that buff requires multiple enemies, we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get a decent pull. I'm not necessarily the best mage. I've learned to PvE fairly well with my mage, but Guardian of the Right, is that one of these? I hope so. Well, let's see. As you can see, I have my bottom bars here set up in a rather unusual fashion, but that is due to the Razor Naga, which is probably it's one of my favorite pieces of gear I've ever gotten. I've had my Naga for, let's see, about the time I started playing. Oh, it's been a long time. Hazarding a guess, it would probably be about 8 years that I've had my Naga. So I've gotten plenty of use out of it, and it is just an absolutely fantastic mouse. If it helps, I've had it long enough that I bought it brand new, and it does not have chroma. So that's a thing. I want to make a I do want to make a video on my new setup. I have it set up in kind of an unusual fashion. It's mostly due to the constraints on my desk that I have. If any of you have watched some of my other YouTube videos in that, or keep up with me personally, I have a large desk and I love it. Probably about 6 months ago, built a, about 6-ish months ago now, built a new PC, and I love the look of it. I want to keep it on my desk. The problem with keeping it on my desk is I do not have room for my triple monitor setup in a normal fashion. So I've kind of had to improvise and go with a slightly more unusual setup, but until I can figure out what I want to do with the actual desktop. My nose is just not leaving me alone today. Otherwise, Battle for Azeroth, I found to be a rather good expansion. I do plan on going through and making a video for the YouTube channel. I might do it live, depending on what followers I maybe get on here and what's going on. I would like to... It looks like I'm not getting desktop audio. I will see if I can fix that. However, I would really like to go through and do a video on all of my mods and how I'm using them and why I'm using them. Well, add-ons, not mods, but because they all have their purpose. Holy cow, how many of these things are there? I mean, I got my 4 for the world quest, but I'm kind of just wanting to see how long this goes. I kind of wish my buddy Kirk was on. He's my residential healer, or paladin and healer that I play with. Would be really nice to have some heals. Should have made mana buns before I hopped into this combat. I didn't realize how large of an affair this was going to be. Actually, I'm technically out of combat. There we go. That'll be good. But I would like to do some stuff talking about my add-ons and why I'm using what I am. If you guys are interested, let me know and we'll definitely get that going. Frost Mage has been kind of my thing this round, and I have a lot of ideas for videos, and I've had some more time, and may or may not get called back to work. Was recently put on a temporary layoff, and so I'm just kind of hanging out at home till work calls me back. So figured it would be about as good a time as any to try and get this up and going again. There we go. I have gotten it. Well, after this one, I think I'm going to leave. So I'm going to start backing away. Because I've already defeated the Child of Gonk. So I feel like this kind of just keeps going. Which actually, depending on the XP you get from these guys, might not be a bad way of just kind of power leveling through. Assuming that they're not scaled to 120 permanently. And that they do scale down to your level, because otherwise you might get handed. There it is. Okay, so Sky Golem. Like I said, one of the nice things is you can gather herbs without actually getting off of your mount. It's very handy. I feel like I got a decent deal on it. I do not have a character with high enough engineering to make one. I got mine for, I believe it was 65,000. So I feel like I said, I feel like I got a decent deal on mine. It was a good chunk of change for me, but with herbalism being one of the better sources of income in the game right now, I figured it would definitely pay for itself in the long run. And so far it's done a pretty good job of getting me a little extra. Unfortunately, for anyone really looking to get into the market right now, sadly, the auction house, at least on Shadow Moon, from what I've gathered from other YouTubers and other news, the auction house in general at the moment is just garbage. The auction house everywhere is garbage. We haven't had too much. Well, we are getting the new content here now, so hopefully that'll revamp some stuff. But most people are, right now, from what I've gathered, are just leveling alts and not really doing much on their main accounts. With that not really happening, it's making it a little bit less of a good time for the economy. It's taken a bit of a hit. And I mean, with the auction house, it's a problem on a daily basis, or it's a daily changing thing. There are days where I'll throw something up for 48 hours, and 2 times in a row, it's not selling, and then all of a sudden, I'll have my entire stockpile sell. Here's a good example. Picking up that war chest, it did dismount me. Unfortunately, the Sky Golem only works for picking up herbs. I really wish that it did work for other things, but I'm not going to complain too much because even just not dismounting me when it's gathering herbs is honestly a great help. Oh, come on. Where is this? There's a cave around here somewhere. I fought this guy yesterday. There it is. Little hole in the ground. Gonna take a seat and grab a bite. So one of the things that I have definitely would like to emphasize for anyone that's going to be doing a frost mage is get down your frost sheet. Like, keep that ice barrier up pretty much constantly. Especially in PvE, you're squishy enough. You can deal a lot of damage, but most elites can burn you down pretty fast. I've also got the benefit of resounding protection up here, which is an Azurite trait from two of my pieces of gear actually. Which, on the bright side, it's 23,000 because that stacks. I actually have that on two separate pieces of gear for my PvE stuff. Between that and that frost barrier, or ice barrier, I've played way too many different games. For the longest time I was calling it frost armor due to Dragon Age. But ice barrier, it just gives you a little bit more sustainability to stay alive. I really need to do a couple of the there are 3 quests with them here. I need to go and do them. Voldoon. Actually, wait, is that a shell game? Okay, shell game in Nazmir. Let's go do that. I'm working towards. I've got my experience with the Zandalari, or reputation with the Zandalari Empire down here because I'm really working towards getting them. But right now, I want to get that 2,000 gold because monies. working my way towards, while I am off and have the free time, I am looking at trying to find some of the better ways to sub myself. Because not paying the monthly subscription is always nice. And anything that can help out, and I mean, $15 a month not put towards here could be put towards, say, computer parts or time to go out and do stuff that I plan to try and film and get going. So, anything can help. Oh. Normally, I try to do some mount hunting, and I think I might do some fun mount hunting videos. I am a newer-ish player to it. I played back in Cataclysm. Was my first real jump into World of Warcraft. I did a couple of level 20 characters. Way back then when you could get, like, they'd always drop things for, like, oh hey, get 2 weeks free up to level 20 or that. So me and a buddy would just hop on and spend basically 2 weeks when we were in high school and middle school just in the game and get as many characters up to level 20 as we could. So I might have played a little bit of older content through that, but I believe the first time I actually subbed was in Cataclysm, and I only subbed for a month. So I didn't get super big into it. After that, I kind of dropped off up until Legion. A buddy of mine that I play played a lot of Eve online with. Ended up bringing a guild, or starting his own guild on here with some friends he used to play Tibia with, and talked me into subbing. Subbed for 2-3 months and played a bunch of the Legion content. Unfortunately, not all of it. I still want to go through some of it. Go back and go through some of it. But it's not really super high on my priority list. Legion was a pretty good expansion. One of the things I did like about Legion is that I'm starting to get kind of annoyed with BFA is Legion had world quests forever. You could spend a good portion of your day just going around doing world quests, and it really kept you busy. You could earn a lot with the war. You could earn a lot of resources, and just get a lot done in a very short amount of time. It felt like to me. I really don't like this overlay. I need to figure out what add-on is doing it. So I can get rid of it with this shell game. It mostly just gets in the way. I don't really need to use it because, I mean, it's a shell game. Which I realized it says close right there, and I probably should have hit that before I had actually selected that next one. There's my whistle. Still getting used to the new taskbars. I did most of these changes. I've got KUI add-on, like I said, for the Naga with Bartender 4, which is an absolutely amazing app for just adjusting what you want things to look like on screen. Details. Of course, I made it with bag on so that I could have my bags fit neatly and everything in about the bottom third that I need, whether it be the chat, my hotkeys, everything, decursive. I try to keep all of that in the bottom third and just out of the way. I've got my quest lists and mini-map over there just to spruce things up again a bit. I need to talk to that guy. That was kind of... I got distracted and yeah. Let's head to Voldoon and get some world quests done. I really want to make a Zandalari Troll. I'm looking at doing the Zandalari Troll. I know everyone's making their Druid as a Zandalari Troll for the different shapes and vehicles, which they do look great. I might when I unlock it. I am, however, planning on my Zandalari Troll being a Paladin. Paladins are really pretty universal. Watching a buddy of mine play it, you don't really have a lot of problems in PvE. Up until recently with this resounding protection, I've actually kind of struggled just with how squishy my character is to really PvE effectively. I was having to pull like one, maybe two people, kill them, sit down, eat, wait for my cooldowns to come back up, and I'd really have to just burn them hard and drop everything I had just to kill 2 or 3 at a time. So that resounding protection has helped a lot, but I really want to get a character max level that I don't have to just... that I don't necessarily have to play it safe with. I also like the versatility. You can tank, you can DPS, you can heal with the Paladin. They're very... you can do a lot with them. A couple other characters I'm working on. I have a Priest, I believe is 64 or 65, that I've been running dungeons with to try and level up. We've been going Priest, Priest Warrior to level them up, and then I have a I'm going to have to log out here in a moment and look up what level these characters are. Plus, that will give you guys a nice little look into what you want me to work on stream. Oh, come on. I was trying to be a perfectionist. Okay, calligraphy done. As far as characters, actually, another add-on I can grab. Altaholic. Let's see. Um, I'm gonna switch this character over to Horde. I made the Night Elf in Legion, wanting at least one character on Alliance, which I don't necessarily have a problem with the Alliance. Most of my friends, however, play Horde, so most of my characters are on Horde. I am looking at so that character will be gone. We've been running priest and warrior, and then my buddy's running a monk that I've been running Death Knight with, learning how to tank effectively. Death Knight, not necessarily the greatest tank. However, it was one that I could start off at level 55 and just... Yeah, 55. If it's 50, I apologize. Something I could get up to level 60 real quick, and we could just push through some of the Lich King and Burning Crusade content. Mostly it's just running dungeons. Is the fastest way we found to level up characters, and then while we're... Because if you have a healer and a tank queued up, most of the time we've been getting instant queues, so it's really fast to just burn through there. My Warlock was my first real character, and I dropped off of him. When I actually pre-ordered BFA, it gave me a 110 character boost, and... 100? Because I was still technically Legion. So I think that was 100 level character boost. But either way, which I made Diacoptes, my mage here, and that's kind of how I got him. But I didn't go through a lot of that older content. So everything from, like I said, Cataclysm forward, I missed all of Pandaria. To be honest, I thought Pandaria was stupid when it first came out. I am no longer of that opinion. I actually really like a lot of the Pandarian content. It's really good. Legion, I was working towards, but did not finish getting the Nightfallen. I always want to call them Night Elves, but the Nightfallen race, they are... Really want to get them. It's a grind. Like, it is a really, really long grind to get them. But I've always wanted a Horde Dark Elf race. Going through R.A. Salvatore's books, I love Dritz. Dritz as a character isn't necessarily my favorite. However, the Dark Elves and the Drow from D&D are I really love them. They're just such a different... They're a different take on things. Elves, a lot of elves are very similar. Wood elves, high elves, you get a lot of those through other things, and the Drow are... The Drow are kind of... They're just a very unique race amongst elves, and I like that. I also really like moral ambiguity in my if it'll bring up a debate, if the morals will bring up a debate, it's probably a character that I'm gonna like. So, and if it really makes you question, like, what would I do here? Would I do the right thing, or would I do what needs to be done? Is always a fun thing, in my opinion, to explore. So hopefully I can get around this area. And follow this ridge here, which I thought was actually a road on the mini-map, but this ridge is very helpful right now. I keep not looking over there to see that map. They're putting things along this, so maybe it is supposed to be a bit of a highway. Or maybe it was supposed to be a road at one point, and they didn't quite get to it. I do have a mythic keystone for the Temple of Sithis, and I'm hoping to maybe do that one of these nights on stream. I have not done a mythic there, so it'll be a fun little experience learning the mechanics of what's going down with that. Looks like I'm going to need to drop off on this archipelago. Boom. As a mage, slow fall is your friggin' friend. It will get you around so much easier. Ah! Flight Master I didn't have. That in and of itself was worth coming out here. I need to talk to Taka. I've kind of lost track of what I was talking about. Oh, there you are. Oh, now I see the rocks. Okay. But yeah, mainly as far as content, I want to know what you guys are wanting. I am pretty flexible as far as content and what I'm wanting to do. I have a lot of ideas, but of course I can make 100 ideas that nobody wants to watch, and that's not going to help me. So that's what I need, is I need to know from you guys what I should do. far as content, but so just let me know. If you're watching this on Twitch, tell me in the chat and comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely the comments. I will be streaming with Twitch. I think I've brought this up before. And then uploading the content afterwards to YouTube. I don't necessarily like having my audience split that way. But looking at the incentives that Twitch has versus YouTube, as far as their live features, I've just found Twitch to have better features as far as live and how that all works over YouTube. YouTube is working on a lot of new things, like with their membership program. However, also, I'm looking to get my status level up with both because I am not actually a partner. I say that because depending on which one, they use different terms. I think YouTube has their affiliate and then partner program. Or not YouTube, Twitch has their affiliate then partner program. I'm working on getting into the affiliate program. Hopefully, eventually the partners program. But that will be a long ways away. The YouTube partnership takes a very good amount of work to actually really get into. And I do have a little bit of a base foundation there as far as people that watch my content, but it would take a lot more of a, as far as I can tell, it would take a lot more of a luck-based getting my name out there than Twitch. I feel like Twitch has slightly more reasonable things for to get you off the ground. Because, of course, as much as I enjoy my job and working, I would like to be doing something different. CNC machining is fun, and I really do enjoy it, but, of course, if I could, say, play video games, interact with a live community like you guys, I would, yes, of course, prefer that over all else. It just better fits my interests and so forth. Gonna turn in my thing, grab my 2,000 gold, and do a little dance, because making money. I do have some stuff to put up on the auction house eventually. Strike and haste. I'm working on Pawn to try and get it a little better, and we have a train, which is one of the other fun things that you will get on this channel, is trains. We get them randomly because I live down by the tracks, and it is a joy. Oh, 189, 213, 188, 195, 210, 176. The question is do I want more crit chance or haste? Because that's better crit chance, but slightly less haste. That one gives me a little more stamina, which is always nice. My other stats don't actually change enough for me to worry about, so I'm going to go ahead and break that down. Profession-wise, with this character, I'm looking to mostly make money. And therefore, two of the easiest professions I found to make money is herbalism and enchanting. I haven't done a lot to work in actually doing the enchanting. I mostly just disenchant. And playing the auction house has been fairly lucrative for me. TSM4 is a pain to set up. It really is. However, once fully set up, it will make you money. Just doing your normal things 90% of the time, if it is a BFA crafting or anything for Battle for Azeroth, anything before Battle of Azeroth, your market experience will vary. But anything from BFA, you're pretty much going to make more on the auction house than you will selling it to a vendor. Pretty much. That's not a guarantee, but for the most part, you will. And TSM4 is a great add-on for doing that. And one of the biggest things I love, I know I've looked a lot into it and the numbers and the algorithms, and I don't play around with that as much as I could to make money. I don't really do much of the sniping or things to make money that way. I pretty much just use it as a, hey, here's a way that I can just go to the auction house, spend 2 minutes at a glance, post, don't post, or worth posting, not worth posting, and clear out my bags, make some gold. For the most part, if I'm playing a decent amount, 2-3 hours, collecting some herbs, while I'm doing it, like, most of the time, I'm just collecting herbs while I world quest. If they're on the way, I'll grab them. The items I get from the world chest, or the world quests, and running dungeons or raids, disenchant, make a little money that way. Just doing that, I'll typically hop on to about 2,500 gold when I hop on. It's not a lot, but if you're doing it every day, couple hours every day, you can start paying for your sub. I don't think I'm going to make the subscription this month, but I'm hoping to next month. If I can make it next month, then, even if it's money, guys. Like, even if it's 50% of the time that I'm getting it, yeah, I'm going to have to actually fight this guy in order to get this. But even if it's 50% of the time and I'm only subbing or buying my sub every other month, that's still saving me $15 every 2 months. Like, or what I can do is I can start running a secondary account. I have looked into that just for trading or other things like that. I don't think I need to go as far as to have a secondary account at the moment just to do all my trading and such. At this point, I think that would just be a waste of money. For me. If you do that and it is working for you, That is great. For me, however, I don't see it actually paying off in the long run. I might do second account for just some fun stuff. Oh, there it is. Let's get rid of him and grab this box. I don't know. Honestly, I might just try and sub a second account to get my wife playing again with us. She loves playing, but doesn't necessarily get a ton of free time. She does her best to keep herself busy, and so as something maybe just a subscribe a second account for a month, we play a bunch, and then she may drop off for a little while type thing. Worth it for that. Also, heck, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do if you just have a little bit of extra gold. So I think this is about where I'm going to cut it off. Today, just to I am picking up my kids here in just a bit, so we get all of that fun of hanging out with the kiddos for a little while before my wife gets off. Who knows, maybe later tonight I'll hop on and stream some more just to get a little extra in, and we'll see what we can do. But guys, this is Blake, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun.